Ayy, look, yeah, ayy. I'm in the lab like Dexter, brand new batch he tested. I'm with all the extras, don't try and bitch, I'm pressure. I'm the type to step on steppers, I'm the type to step on steppers. I'm the type to step on steppers, I'm the type to step on steppers.
Kevin Durant made his official Phoenix Suns debut a week from today. But unfortunately, those two games that he played for them were on the road, and everybody was waiting for his long-awaited home debut for them. But unfortunately, that's just going to have to be delayed for a couple of weeks. Kevin Durant did suffer an ankle injury in pregame warmups against the Oklahoma City Thunder, the last game for the Phoenix Suns. And reports have just came out that he was in a walking boot after during the game, and now he suffered a grade 2 ankle sprain, which is going to sideline him for 2 weeks, and then he'll be reevaluated then. There was reports coming out today saying, he was going to be out for the rest of the regular season and a little bit of the postseason, but with this, diagnosis, they debunked that whole tweet. So, what does this mean for the Phoenix Suns?
I don't think this is as major of a blow as we think it is. Of course, it hurts losing Kevin Durant, especially considering you traded up a lot for him, and you lost a lot of the depth, the wing depth that you had traded away to get him. But again, the Phoenix Suns, even before Kevin Durant had come back, they were starting to string some wins. They're starting to put it together. Chris Paul had upped his play, and Devin Booker, of course, he's one of the hottest stars in the league right now. Ever since his return from injury, he's been playing phenomenally well. Everybody else on the team, they're starting to click. Josh Okogie, he has his contributions, and they're getting production from their guys. So even without Kevin Durant, I feel like this team can even make a move to secure that third spot. They're literally a game behind, I believe. They're right on the tails of the Memphis Grizzlies and Sacramento Kings. So I feel like Devin Booker and Chris Paul is enough to steady the ship. They're not going to drop anywhere below 4 or 5, in my opinion, or even all the way down to 6. I feel like they're right in the correct range. So, losing Kevin Durant is a blow in the sense that you want to build chemistry. You want to continue the play that they had going on with Devin Booker and Kevin Durant, that dynamic. But again, this isn't like a major blow. It's not like what LeBron is for like the Lakers, for example, because these guys, they still have they're in a good enough position. They're not fighting for their playoff spot. So Devin Booker and Chris Paul is enough for this team.
Yeah, like I'd be mentioning the situation with KD. To me, it's not like the LeBron situation where he's going to be out for 3.5, 4 weeks. This is, they said it was a grade 2 ankle sprain, right?
Grade
I mean,
two.
KD's going to be back in a week and a half, 2 weeks at prime at most. They're expecting him to come back for that first Lakers game. I'm not too sure if that's on the 22nd. That's when they expect him to come back.
I mean, they're gonna. So they're after 2 weeks, they're gonna reevaluate him because because it was reported that it's supposed to be between 2 and 3 weeks, but of course after 2 weeks they're just gonna reevaluate and see what his status is. But at worst, like it's gonna be 3 weeks most likely for Kevin Durant. So
yeah, like I said, for them, their situation is not like the Lakers situation. They got Book, they got Ain, they got Chris Paul. They're sitting 4th in the West right now too.
Fourth.
yeah, they're right on the tail.
They're right in the tilt. So I feel like guys like D Book, he's been balling out ever since he came back from injury, and ever since he's been playing with KD, he's been hooping. So I feel like nothing's gonna fall off for them. Guys like Aiden, he's gonna have to step up. A lot of his points, a lot of his touches went down since KD started playing. Like, the last 4 or 5 games, he hasn't been scoring much. So I feel like for him, it's time for him to step up, and we know what to expect from Chris Paul. Just 10 to 12 assists and try to handle the game, not don't shoot too much. He's not a great offensive player anymore. He's a cone on defense too, but he knows how to pass the ball. So I don't think the Suns are gonna fall off much with KD's injury, but we're gonna see what happens. Think of the West, they can either go up or they can either go down.
I mean, I don't think this team is gonna go down, but I'm looking at their schedule right now. I do think they got some tough ones coming up. They got the Kings next, then they have to go on the road to play Golden State. Then they have Milwaukee. They'll beat teams like Orlando. They do got one more game against the Thunder on the road. And then, of course, they're expecting Kevin Durant to come back, for that game against the Los Angeles Lakers. But if he's unable to go in that Lakers game, then they have a interesting three stretch game.
They have the third hardest. They have the third hardest remaining strength of schedule.
Yeah, then it's because then it goes Lakers, Kings, and then Philadelphia. So they're gonna need. I believe they're gonna need Kevin Durant back for that stretch of games. But I think right now they got a little bit lucky just for it being a grade 2 ankle sprain, and With Devin Booker playing so well as of late, I don't think it's going to be a big problem for the Phoenix Suns to just lean on him and depend on him to win the game. So, the first initial reports that were coming out saying he's going to miss the entire regular season and then a little bit of the postseason, that's a little bit concerning as well because if Kevin Durant's missing the first round of the playoffs, right now with the way the Western Conference is shaping up, the 5th seed is the Los Angeles Clippers and the 4th seed are the Phoenix Suns. So you're going to need Kevin Durant in that series for sure. I mean, you made the move for a guy like Kevin Durant so he can play in a series like that. So if he's missing any type of games in the postseason, then that's an automatic red flag, and it's gonna be tough for the Phoenix Suns. But for right now, I think they can steady the ship with the guys that they got. Now, when you make a move for a guy like Kevin Durant, you lose a lot of depth. So now they're gonna have to rely on guys like Damian Lee and Kogi and Landry Shamet and TJ Warren, guys off their bench, to step up and at least produce a little bit in Kevin Durant's absence. But I think Devin Booker and DeAndre Ayton will lead the way, and then Chris Paul, being the floor general that he is, he'll manage the game and get everybody in rhythm and keep the Suns in check up until Kevin Durant comes back. So I think the Suns will be fine. But it's going to be interesting if Kevin Durant has to miss, those three games versus the Kings, the Lakers, and Philadelphia 76ers, because you're going to need Kevin Durant to play in those games. And I think LeBron James might even be back for that game against the Lakers. So I guess we're just going to have to wait and see.
Record a new hit, then we making us a film. Wouldn't sign a deal if I got a couple mil. Been in the lab, now they throwing out deals. Me and now Lakes, now that's overkill.